Worst gig?
Well, worst gig was one I died and nearly died. Bad death. Imagine that, they would have gone. Do you remember Davis? He had that terrible gig.
He committed suicide.
And then he threw himself to his death. Like, bless him, it wasn't that bad.
I don't know who I'm going to have next, actually.
Hey, what about me? I've got stories.
So we'll do it next week.
All right.
Martin Davis should be here. I can hear him, actually. Martin!
I'm here.
Come in, it's your turn now.
Hey, brilliant.
Martin Davis!
Hey, hello fella.
All right. Thanks for coming to
Pleasure.
Jojo's flat.
Yes. Well, I do every
Lifting.
lifting here, yeah. And I put holes in her belt for her.
Oh, because she's, yes.
Yeah.
Come sit down.
Okay.
It's Martin Davis.
Hello.
It's Davis, not Davies, like Alan
Davis.
Davies. It's Davis. IS, you're IS.
Yeah.
IS, not IS as in
IS.
IS, the terrorist organisation.
No.
It's not.
And we're going on record.
We're going on record saying it's terrorist.
I am not a terrorist, no.
Good, we've got that cleared up.
Yeah, well, you never know.
You're back now from South... I don't know where we're going to start with this conversation because Martin Davis went to South Africa. When did you go to South Africa?
Oh, about 20 years ago.
Was it 20 years ago?
Yeah.
And I remember, because I gigged in South Africa a few times, the Baxter Theatre
Yeah.
and also Joburg. But I remember going out for the first time at the Baxter and you were kind of a bit of a star.
Yes.
Because I remember people were saying, oh, Martin Davis has gone to South Africa and he's a bit of a star over there. And I was like, yeah, come on, he's from the circuit, he can't be. And you were.
Yeah, they kind of adopted me for some reason.
Why?
I don't know.
No, honestly,
I don't know.
That sounded really...
No,
because you are very different. You are a
used to
manic, mad act.
No, in real life, I'm actually quite calm and very shy. And
I'm a bit like that.
as soon as I walk on stage, then another part of me comes alive.
It's like therapy.
Oh, I love it. I would go mad if I didn't do it because
Yeah.
I wouldn't have that out. I wouldn't have that thing to get it out.
So, Martin Davis,
Yes.
when did you start? What year did you start?
I believe I started when Freddie Mercury was standing up, as I always tell people, and I think that's 1989.
Right.
I think.
1989, and...
I believe.
Do you remember your first gig?
The Chuckle Club in Victoria.
See, everybody mentions the
Chuckle Club. And my mum come along, bless her. My mum always thought I was the same as the open spot she saw, even when I was working. So bless her, she'd go, are you going to be all right? And I go, Mother, I have got better, love. You know what I mean? She really thought that's all I did.
Right.
And I remember saying, he was all right. It wasn't really my thing. Oh bless. You know what I mean?
But then, I bet you she would also kind of sing the rafters about how well, sing to the rafters, about how well you told her friends and all
A few times I'd be out with my mum and people would recognise me it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
People would recognise me from gigs and come over and go, excuse me, oh mate, I saw you the other week, you were great. And my mum would be so proud.
So, Martin Davis,
Yeah.
Davis, sorry, not
Davis.
Davis. Best gig?
Best gig would be up the creek. I'd been on first and the compere was rounding up the show and I'm standing by the old door and the bar was behind you and I'm just standing there like that and he's running through the show and he said, you just had, and in the middle you'd had, and because I was standing at the door he looked over and went, oh, and first we had Martin Davis, and the crowds cheered for an encore after I'd been on first. Which was like, okay.
Well, they didn't after you on.
No, but they waited until at the end of the night. Wow. So then I went back on and I'm chatting this, I always remember this, the guy in the crowd went, oi, Martin, stop trying to be funny, just talk to us. Really? And I just went, whoa. I said, I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire because it does not get better than this, where they're just literally going, we just love you and we like you.
Yeah.
Just talk, fella. We don't care about jokes anymore.
The first time we've had someone getting an encore after...
Yeah, it's never happened since. But,
Martin Davis, very funny man. If you're liking this episode, I'm sure they are, press like if you like Martin Davis and me. And
like and subscribe.
Subscribe is the one.
Like and subscribe.
Like
and subscribe.
We keep getting...
Like and subscribe.
We keep getting people
like and subscribe.
Watching this and not subscribing. So subscribing would really help me.
Help him. Please help him.
Yeah, thanks very much. And now, back to the show. And worst gig?
Well, worst gig was one I died and nearly died.
Okay.
Right, I'll explain. It was a gig in Rotterdam in a big tent at a music thingy festival.
Yeah.
Loads of people. It was 3,000, dying on my arse. The Dutch were so lovely. The Dutch are so lovely. Please, can you go? Not get off already. Please, can you go?
That's funny.
And I remember going, no, I know what you're saying, but I'm contractually obliged to be on here for a certain amount of time. And also I think the MC's gone to the toilet. So I've got to stay off for a certain amount. But don't worry, I'm not going to outstay me welcome. Bad death. So I've come off, I said to the promoter, I don't want your money, you know, just keep your money, I don't want paying all that money.
Not like Jojo Smith, who...
Do you want your money now? And I went, I feel really bad taking the money. But I had my hand out for the cash.
That's funny.
No, I was all, no, you know what I mean? So then we're driving back to Amsterdam, and me and Andrew Maxwell, we stop at a petrol station and we say we want to use the loo. And they'd lost the key to the toilet, so there's nowhere, so we've got to go with a book. And I've got it in my head that Holland's flat. So there's his railings and there's his top of this bush. So I went, oh, well, I'll just go through there. So Andrew's standing where the railings are and having a wee, and I went to climb through, and as I'm climbing through, Andrew looked at me and said, where are you going? And I went, well, I'm just gonna, it was the top of a tree.
What?
So where I thought was this bush was actually a top of a tree, and it was on a thing, and it was there. And I remember thinking, imagine that, they would have gone, do you remember Davis? He had that terrible gig.
He committed suicide.
And then he threw himself to his death. But like, bless him, it wasn't that bad.
You are back from South Africa
I'm
for
back,
good.
I am, yes.
How long do you live out there for?
About 17 years, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, got
So
married, everything. Got divorced.
Out there?
Oh yeah, I did it all there.
Kids?
No, I've got 2 kids here that I had before I got there. I've lived it, love. I've lived it.
But
Jojo's got tattoos.
Let me take a picture of the tattoo. Hang on.
There's me kids.
All right. And why did you come back? We're kind of starting in a funny position. We might edit. Frankie's a very, very good editor. I'm going to take a picture of Frankie. So we might edit this a different way. But why did you come back?
I went to Australia to do the comedy festivals, and while I was there, my girlfriend in South Africa decided we were splitting up, which I thought was lovely of her. And then she said, do you want to come home and live somewhere else and we can work on our relationship? And I went, no love, you're okay. She was a bit annoyed with me for going to Australia in the first place. So then I was doing there, and then my mate, he got me another year's visa, so I was in Australia for about 15 months.
Oh really? So you stayed in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, because it was too much to suddenly to be coming back here, not planning it. So yes, I just spent an extra year in Australia. You know, it was hell, I tell you. Just having a nice time, just staying with my mate his family seemed to have adopted me.
And then, so why did you come back from there?
Because I ran out the visa.
Oh okay.
So, you know, you can only stay so long. I
Even
nearly married a stripper for those kind of, you know, like you need a visa reasons. But then she had a kid, and if she got married again, she'd have lost her child payments.
Oh.
And as much as I wanted to stay there, I didn't want to take on a kid as well.
Right.
So yes, I've come back.
And you started gigging back over here?
Yeah.
Is it hard?
It's very hard.
I was going to say, because
It's so weird coming back.
no one knows you in a way.
No,
We know you.
I'm a highly trained newcomer.
Yeah.
Because no one knows who the hell I am. I'm having to jump through all the circles to get gigs, but then when I do them, they go, oh, you're that guy.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah.
But also the actual gig circuit is different from when you...
It's non-existent to what I knew.
Yeah.
All the jonglers and everything, it's just non-existent.
Yeah.
It's a different world now. But just like, well, okay, you know.
Do you still want to do it though?
I miss our old world.
Right.
I miss that thing of the jonglers going somewhere, and if you're on with good people for a weekend, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
But that's not happening now anyway. Now.
Anywhere.
No.
So I miss that, the green rooms and everything. It's just not the same. It's just different.
But you still want to actually be on stage?
Oh, on stage, yeah.
Yeah.
Still love it.
You haven't aged.
Have I not? Oh, good.
You seriously...
Good. Well, there you go. Clean living, I suppose. I don't drink or smoke.
He looks svelte. You lost
Thank
svelte.
you. Thank you.
If you weren't doing showbiz, stand-up, anything like that, have you thought about Ever thought about what you really want as a child, what you really wanted
Actor.
to do? Actor. So it's still in the showbiz in a way.
Yeah.
So nothing outside of showbiz has always been.
I wanted to be an actor when I left school. I always thought I never knew how you could get into it. It seemed like a foreign world to me. So I got a job, I had a trade and everything.
What was the trade?
I was a pastry chef.
Oh, really?
Yes. I tell you what it was. I remember I had a boss who was really good, and one night he was on a salary, and one night he was just working away, pottering away, and I said to him, "Are you going home? Because you don't need to." And he went, "Yeah, I suppose." And in that moment, I always remember going, "I'm never going to be you."
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, right.
Right, and I wanted something that I'd throw myself into it, and it would be me.
Yes, yes. You didn't have a passion for.
No,
Yeah.
I'd put 8 till 4. I'd do my 8 hours, and then I'd be off.
Yeah.
I started doing comedy to get my equity card originally.
I did the same.
And I started doing it to get my card, and as soon as I started doing it, you know, because you're your own boss, everything you're doing on stage is you.
Yeah.
So I went, oh, you know, I don't have to be rubbish. Because I always thought the worst thing about being an actor is you go for all the auditions, and then you all the auditions, and then you get something, and it's crap.
Yeah.
That's why I stuck with comedy.
Stand-up is quite a lonely
Yeah.
existence, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't really work with anybody.
Yeah, whereas I like working with people and rehearsing. I won't say who it is, but I did a little film recently.
Tim Vine.
Tim Vine.
See.
And it was just, you know, 2.5, 3 weeks working with other people, good people.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I loved it. Loved it.
What about the advice? Best bit of advice?
Well, the best bit of advice is the fabulous Jojo Smith. I was going through, as we all do, you know, strange times in your life, and I was venting on Facebook all the time. And then she said to me, Martin, I love you, but enough now. And it really stuck with me. I just thought, yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? It's
Grow up. You're not 15. You know, really stop it. Everyone has things. Everyone's got things. People have got things worse than you, whatever. You know, it's not cancer. You know, you've gone through relationship things. Yeah. I'm above ground. Now when people say to me, how are you? I go, I'm 6 feet above ground.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know?
What about worst bit of advice?
My stepdad saying, don't punch above your weight. Which I never took any notice of, and it was the most stupid bit of advice I've ever heard. Well, of course you do. Of course you punch above your weight. Always. If you see someone, you go, oh, they're nice. Go for it.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Pensive, thoughtful, beautiful, punching way
above his weight. Who was telling me? Someone told me the other day. Steve Day.
Deaf comedian.
He says it's comedy got him his wife, because it gave him the confidence that when he saw this beautiful girl at a gig, it gave him the confidence to go over and talk to her.
Well, she's an Olympian, isn't she? Yeah.
Beautiful girl. Yeah. But I mean, but he said if it weren't for comedy, he probably wouldn't have thought he could go and chat to a girl like that. But he went, yeah.
Is there any dark places you've been and you come out the other end?
If you haven't had depression, I don't think you've lived. Oh yeah, I've had, you know, yeah. Messing up my marriage really still hurts. And it's my own fault. It was completely my own fault. And just messing it up. And you just go, you're a bloody idiot, mate.
Photographs. Have you got a favourite photograph?
There's a brilliant sideways picture of Charlie Watts out the Stones. Jill Furmanowski. And it's just beautiful. It just sums him up, his style. Any man who couldn't drive but would have a suit that he would go and sit in one of his cars and just turn the engine on.
Is that for real?
Yeah. Oh, what a... Do you know what I mean? What a fella,
By looking at you and knowing you through the years, you are very stylish.
I love clothes.
Where does that come from?
When I was a kid, my mum had me fostered out till I was about 7, and I was very shy, but she knew I was into clothes. She went to the shop once, and she was asking this guy, you know, who's the shirts? You know, what's the shirts you need to get? And he went, Ben Sherman's. All right, Ben Sherman. Now, can I have a look? So he took them all out, and he had them all out on the table, and she went, yeah. And he went, yes, what, madam? What? No, I'll have them. So she got all the Ben Shermans that there was. I was having suits made you know, at Carnaby Street when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, because my mum just went, that's the way to bring him out of himself. When I was at school, I was known as smart. I wasn't Mart, I was smart.
Very good.
I used to have a school blazer that I was wearing, a school blazer in the cupboard, and a school blazer in the cleaners.
But it's an expensive way to live.
Oh, but then it gave me, I came out of myself.
Okay. I also do a mirror thing, and we're actually at Jojo Smith's house. So if you look in the mirror, what do you see, young man?
I see a survivor.
Ah.
I always think I'm tougher than a lot of tough people think they are. Coming back to the UK at 67.
You're not 67.
67! And then starting again and still having the enthusiasm and everything. Just do stuff. You go, yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
what you
good.
see when you look in the mirror.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're there. Let's do a selfie. One more just for luck. Davis. Is there anything you're doing that we can brag about?
Like I said, I will be in a movie coming out. It's got loads of songs in it.
Is it?
Yes, that's nice.
And gigging?
Just gigging, and just trying to get back on the circuit and get working and just trying to grab life by its, you know.
Martin Davis.
Hello.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, darling.
Give you a hug. We're allowed to hug. Thanks very much, Martin Davis.
Thank you.
Martin Davis. IS.
Cheers, kids. Bye-bye.